Yo, let's talk about how I made thousands selling one t-shirt.
Fat Man Scoop, Brooklyn Clan. What's up, y'all? This is Fat Man Scoop. And right now, you watching the sensei, the number one, the king, my dude, Big Brando. He taught me, personally, me, Fat Man Scoop. All you gotta do is keep your mouth closed and your ears open. Listen to the man talk. That's knowledge personified right there, and I wouldn't trust nobody else but my dude, Big Brando. And I said it. Fat Man Scoop, Big Brando, let's go!
What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today we're going to be talking about the Churro t-shirts. Now, if you've seen, there's been a video circulating social media, TikTok, Instagram, of me on the Heat Press Nation podcast talking about selling Disney-themed t-shirts without using Disney trademarks. That video went crazy, not on my page, but on the Heat Press Nation page. Now I get it, there's a lot of eyeballs on that video that don't know who I am, never seen any of my videos, don't even know I make videos, and they said, man, this guy is full of crap. Then there was other people saying, man, that t-shirt design is lame. Then there's other people that were interested in saying, hey, what'd you do? How'd you do it? I kind of want to do the same exact thing. So I want to provide a little bit of clarification on that clip and also explain what was going on. So if you haven't seen the clip yet, here it is right here.
Me and my family used to be pass holders long ago. Same. And that was the first thing I seen was people wear Disney stuff like a jersey, basically, like a favorite sports team, right?
Yes.
And that's when I started to say, all right, there's got to be a way I can make money here because we're coming to Disneyland every week and I should be able to make some money. And then I started seeing people making like HTV t-shirts, but with like Mickey ears and stuff like that. I'm like, there's a way to make money and not use trademark logos and stuff like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was the whole idea behind that churro thing was churros are a big thing there. Obviously, people are into food that go to Disneyland. And that'll be my way in. And it worked out perfect.
Dude, that's such a great example of like, there are so many different ways to capitalize on something without stealing the IP.
Yeah.
Because like, I feel bad that sometimes like, you know, you go on Etsy or you go on wherever and you just see people just straight up ripping Disney off. And it's like, dude, you guys could get in big trouble. I'm like, I feel like I'm more concerned for them.
Yeah.
Like, not like a self-righteous, like, oh, you steal. It's like, no, bro, you're about to lose your house, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's
and
crazy.
for me, it's, I'm not a big fan of the argument of Disney has all this money, why do they care? For me, it's Disney already put in the work, and now you're just trying to kind of capitalize off of all their hard work, right? For myself, it's the challenge, like I said, is trying to get somebody to buy something, but also not using those trademark characters and then figure out how I could kind of leverage my way into this little space. And Etsy thing in Disney is huge.
Yeah.
There's so many people selling t-shirts and so many people doing stuff geared towards Disney on Etsy that I kind of wanted to be like the anti-Etsy guy and try to do it myself. And it worked out, but like I said, the fun part of selling stuff is getting that stranger to buy from you. That's, to me, that's my high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I see somebody that wants to spend their money on my shirt because they like the idea or it was clever enough for them to ask me where I got it from, then I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so if you haven't seen the full episode, obviously that's an edited down version. But if you haven't seen the full episode, I'll leave the link in my description box for you. Check it out, it was a good conversation. And I really like what Heat Press Nation is doing with this podcast. Now for a little bit of backstory on that conversation. Now, about 4 or 5 years ago, me and my family were annual pass holders for Disneyland. We would go basically every week. Disneyland is like 20-25 minutes away from where I live. This is way pre-pandemic, so there was no reservations and how things are working now. And just for the record, me and my family are no longer pass holders, so I know the rules changed a little bit. But back then when we were going, it was just pull up on any given day as long as you weren't blacked out and you could get into the parks. So the first thing I noticed is there's a lot of HTV t-shirts walking around, right? My first time at Disneyland, we're here for so-and-so's birthday, Adventureland is my favorite land, Tomorrowland's my favorite land, all this crazy stuff that's built around Disneyland. So I know there's money to be made here. My brain goes into how can I start making money within this Disney space too. So you got girls that make like custom Mickey and Minnie ears. That's kind of cool and that's kind of a big deal. People are killing it in that space. Then you have the Etsy side where people are selling t-shirts made with HTV, like custom t-shirts, but a lot of them are using things like the actual characters, right? So they're using the Mickey ears, which is a trademark logo. They're using character names, Disney names, a lot of different trademark things by Disney. Star Wars, Marvel, there's all all kind of stuff that's going on here. So I need to figure out how I can start making money in this space. What I did was I understood that people go there for the food. People love Disneyland food. If you ever been to Disneyland, you know there's churro carts everywhere. You could smell them, you love them, everybody knows what this thing is. Bingo, this is gonna be my way in. Now, I created a t-shirt that had the popular praying hands. I drew a churro in between the praying hands. At this time, nobody was doing that at Disneyland. Nobody was doing that in this space. That was my left chest print. On the back, it said, "In loving memory of all the churros I'm about to eat." I played into the old school and loving memory t-shirts. When somebody passes away, it was an old English font. Placement was exactly the same like those t-shirts. So once again, front of the shirt, praying hands with the churro in it. Back of the t-shirt, it looked like a rest in peace t-shirt. It said, "In loving memory of all the churros I'm about to eat." Who is this t-shirt gonna be sold to? People that go to Disneyland that love and enjoy churros. There's nothing Disneyland about the t-shirt besides the churro, but churros are sold everywhere. It's not just for Disneyland, but it's targeted to Disneyland goers. Bingo, I got my in within Disneyland. So I cut the t-shirt out with HTV, black t-shirt, white HTV on the front and back, and then we wear it to Disneyland. You have to remember at this time, majority of the t-shirts had something with Disney or Mickey ears on it. Everything was, "I love Disney food, I'm a Disney foodie." There are churro t-shirts floating around, but nothing that looks like what I did, sounds like what I did, and that's why it made an impact at that time. Yes, the shirt was very plain, but it was very original in the sense of nobody was doing it. So that's why it made an impact. While everything at Disneyland is bright colored, all the Disney shirts are obviously red, yellow, and white for Mickey, and then they're very loud and bright to match certain characters, Pixar stuff and Star Wars stuff and all that. I didn't play into that. I just played directly into the food, and that's all it was. So I wear the t-shirt there. Bunch of people start asking me, "Hey, where'd you get that shirt?" "Hey, that's a funny shirt." Just happens. And I created this t-shirt and this whole brand around this t-shirt for Patreon, just to show Patreon the thought process that I do to create t-shirts. That was the whole reason why I did it. Here I am going to Disneyland every week. I want to start making money within Disneyland. Let me tell Patreon how I'm doing it. Come up with a clever design, test it out with HTV. Once I get the crowd's reaction, then I'll put it on my site and order transfers and blah, blah, blah. That's exactly what I did. If you went to Patreon and you scrolled all the way down, like I said, this is like 4 or 5 years ago, scroll down and you could see the whole thing live. I was updating that thing all the time. So as I started to notice people were into the t-shirt, people saying, "Hey, can I take a picture of that shirt? Hey, I like that shirt." Now I know I got something on my hands. So I'm standing in line for a ride and I just jump on Shopify and I upload the mock-up that I made and started taking orders in. Before I had transfers made and phones blowing up. Bing, 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 bing. It's working. Part 2 of the plan. Disneyland goers are very much big fanatics of Disneyland. So there's all these Facebook groups about Disneyland. And in these Facebook groups, you have people that join social clubs for Disneyland. They walk around with vests, with patches on. It's crazy. Then you have the people that are just into the food for Disneyland. So all of these Disney groups have hundreds of thousands of members of these groups. I don't have Facebook, so my wife takes a picture, posts it inside these popular Facebook groups. Boom, that post is doing numbers. People are flipping out. People are asking where they can buy. People are saying, "Hey, I just seen you in the parks. That's a cool shirt, blah, blah, blah." Now I got traction. Now I have all the eyeballs that I need to sell these shirts to. They're looking at my shirt, and these are the people that I want to sell to. So that post goes crazy, right? They've never seen a shirt like that on their group before, and it's doing numbers. So then I don't know the rules of the group, so I get in there and I'm saying, "Hey, you know what? Go to the website. This is where you can buy it. This is where you can buy it. This is where you can buy it." I'm not even saying I'm making them. I'm just saying this is where you can buy it. And then the admin or the moderator of the Facebook group shuts the comments off, turns them off, and says, "Hey, you know what? You broke the guidelines. You can't solicit or you can't sell stuff here. This is just for sharing information, but you can't sell anything here." So I said, "All right," we deleted the post. And then the admin came back and was like, "Man, that is the post that got the most engagement ever in our group. Why'd you delete it?" I said, "Because you don't let me sell it here." So I went to the next group and did it on the next group. Same exact thing. Boom. Post going off. That group let me post the link. Easy call. So now we're selling. It's just one t-shirt, right? It's just that same exact praying hands in loving memory on the back. And we're booming. Every week I wear that same shirt. I go out there. And then now I'm starting to see other people that I made shirts for that I shipped to, and they're wearing them in the parks. Their whole families bought shirts and they're wearing them throughout the parks, and it's crazy. By now, some of these Facebook groups are starting to catch on what I'm doing, right? Because we're posting the same picture, and then I'm posting the links. Like, my wife's doing this in every single Facebook group, like Disneyland Facebook group. And it's working, right? The engagement's working. Like I said, these groups never seen this kind of stuff, so everybody's chirping in the comments, trying to figure out where they can buy one too. And we're just linking them, right? Hey, go here, go to my site, go to my site. So then they shut the rules off. Like, the rules now are you can't sell nothing. You can't post links. You can't do any of that. So now it's just strictly by word of mouth, right? This time, still don't have an Instagram account set up. I'm just going solely off of these Facebook Disneyland groups, off of my wife's personal page, and that's it. This is how we're selling them. When people see me in the parks, I tell them where to go, what website to go to. Still no Instagram, nothing like that. So in order to get the Instagram rolling, what I started doing was I just started reposting people. So I named the Instagram, and I guess the brand's name became the Churro Squad. Very generic, nothing crazy about it, but for the Disneyland goers, it was cool because now it gave them a sense of belonging, because remember I told you there's social clubs and all this stuff that people want to be a part of something, played into that. So I called it the Churro Squad. Everybody wanted to be a part of the squad. They got the shirts. This is how it worked out. So then part 2 of my marketing was I need to get back into these Facebook groups because that's where everybody lived, right? Like I said, hundreds of thousands of people. So instead of posting the link, what I would do is I would go into the Facebook group. Well, my wife would go in and she would post a flyer that said, hey, if you see me in the parks, meaning me, there's a picture of me with the t-shirt on. If you see me, come up, I'll give you a free t-shirt. Now this gave the people an incentive to engage with the post because, hey, cool, he's giving out free t-shirts. Hey, here goes that popular Churro shirt we've been seeing. He's giving them away for free. Let's go find them. Once again, it's me, my dumbass face, wearing the t-shirt in Disneyland. And then we go to the parks. And now I would bring like maybe 2 or 3 t-shirts with me. People come up, boom, here's a t-shirt. Let's take a picture together. Bingo. So now they know I'm not a fraud, right? I'm actually giving out the free t-shirt. We post it in the group. Hey, we've seen this person. We'll tag them. I'm also putting this on my Instagram page for the Churro Squad to show that I'm doing giveaways in the park. But the beauty of this is now they're allowing that post to be in the groups. Hey man, this guy's giving away free t-shirts. Hey, this guy's doing this. So what they start doing is now they start following my wife's page where my wife has it linked on her page. Here, if you wanted to buy a t-shirt, this is where you go. World famous Churro shirts. Here's the link. So now people are starting to follow my wife because we're giving out free t-shirts, and then they see the link, right? We gave away 2 or 3 t-shirts for free, but then what ends up happening is the people that didn't get to participate in the giveaway or didn't find us or found us too late, now they can go and buy the shirt themselves. So now we found our way back into the Disney groups. We're abiding by the rules, but at the same exact time, we're providing value to that Disney group, and they're going to my wife's page to click the link to buy the shirt now. So now sales are back up and booming. We're back in the Disney groups, and we're just moving now. And this is just one t-shirt. Same one. Praying hands on the front. In love and memory on the back. And then I said, man, we got to offer something else. So then I made a bigger praying hands, and then I put in Churros We Trust with the little rays coming out from behind the hands. I didn't reinvent the wheel. It's the same praying hands with the churro. All I did was put some rays coming out the back with some different text that says in Churros We Trust, and I never market that shirt at all. That shirt just lives on the site. So when people are looking at the t-shirts, they're coming for the in love and memory shirt. They see this other shirt, they add it to cart because it's 2 churro shirts that they can get now. Bingo, sales are booming. Like I said, we didn't reinvent the wheel. All I did was just make the little praying hands a little bit bigger, made it a front hit only. And now customers that bought the first one are coming back to buy the second one with no promo, no advertising, no nothing. That's how I ran the churro business. You could go back to the Churro Squad Instagram, which I'm not active on no more, but you can see it. And then to say that that design is crap or whatever it is, yeah, it's very much plain and people try to rip it off, but I built so much of a community within the Disney space that anytime somebody try to rip the shirt off or they try to copy it or they try to make it with their own HTV, 1, they couldn't draw the hands right and it looks really crappy, but 2, anytime somebody posted that anywhere, Etsy, Facebook Marketplace, anywhere in any of the Disney groups, the people that already bought the original shirt from me would call them out. That ain't an original Churro Squad shirt. You're not part of the Churro Squad. Bingo. Now they're going after them. Now everybody that owns the real Churro Squad shirt is going after this guy. Quit copying, come up with your own stuff, blah, blah, blah. You ain't a member of the squad. Everything that we built worked itself out. I built a community around this Churro t-shirt, created a makeshift club. The squad was now going out to fight for everybody because everybody enjoyed churros that much, and they had no issues calling the fakes out. And even the homie Jared, he even started to see some of these fakes floating around in the Heat Press Nation world in their Facebook groups, and he was calling them out and tagging me and telling me, hey look man, somebody's ripping you off. And it was nothing for the real Churro Squad fans to go after the fakes because you could spot the fake, right? Easy call. Easy call. If you wanted to go back and see how this whole thing worked out, you could go to Patreon and check it out. It's on there. You got to scroll down 4 years, however long ago it was, to actually see. But I posted everything from the design concept. I put it into the Facebook group and was like, hey, what do you guys think about this? And there were certain parts of the font that I didn't like and I was kind of iffy on. And luckily, a lot of the guys in the Facebook group caught the same thing I was seeing and was like, now you got to switch that up. I made the minor adjustments. Bingo, went off. Everything is documented, from screenshots of my Shopify and the sales that I'm bringing in, from the orders I'm shipping out. All of that stuff was made for Patreon. That's all I did it for. I needed to show Patreon exactly how I do this so somebody else can do the same thing I was doing. If you guys wanted to see how I was running my Instagram account, because all I was doing was really reposting people eating churros. It was very easy to find people in Disneyland eating churros because everybody uses the same hashtags. And with that, it was just, I'll repost this person, and then the person I reposted would eventually put it on their story because it's like, hey, this page is shouting me out. And then I would just get more views that way, right? So they would come to see their post, and then they'd see obviously the product shots, right? You'll see my pattern on how I posted. You can see everything, the engagement, how everything worked out, man. The giveaways, the people that won the giveaways, all of that good stuff is documented right there for you. But I just wanted to provide a little bit of clarification and backstory on this because I really didn't get to touch too much on it in the podcast. So I did want to let people know about the Churro Squad or the Churro t-shirt and what it's all about. But the proof is there. It's online. You guys can check it out for yourself. You can see all the cool people wearing these Churro t-shirts and the boom and my marketing strategy. And my marketing strategy was easy, man. Infiltrate these Disney groups on Facebook, right? This is where my target audience lived. Hundreds of thousands of people, active members of this group. That's where my t-shirt needs to be. That's where these people need to see the shirt so they could buy it. And then on the Instagram side of things, just repost people eating churros so they could repost me. Then they could come back and see. Doing free giveaways inside of Disneyland was my way of getting back into the Facebook groups. Everything was very much calculated. Everything was very much the way I run everything. I create something for a target audience. I go to where the target audience lives. I provide value to that target audience, and all of it is free, right? My marketing strategy, 100% free. Besides the giveaway stuff, sometimes you got to make adjustments, but giving away 2-3 t-shirts, not a bad deal to get, 30 something sales. I'll take that all day long. All right, guys, I know this was a very long video. If you have any questions about anything that was mentioned, I'll try to link the podcast that I did with Heat Press Nation in the description box. I'll link the Churro Squad Instagram down below so you can check that out. I'll leave the link for the Patreon if you want to join Patreon and scroll down and try to find that stuff and read up on it. By all means, go for it. But outside of that, appreciate everybody for watching. Follow me on Instagram, Big Brando TV. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.